to be in pole position and then take the race from the pole position is the way that most people would like to spend their weekend. And Buddy Baker certainly has demonstrated that he's not only had superior performance in qualifying, but he's also had the ability to be able to do that.
There it is, a white flag for him as he comes by with less than 1 lap to go, and he's got 12 seconds on the second place car, which is Bobby Allison in car number 15. Then Darrell Waltrip is in third place. So even though you see Buddy Baker running on the race course with Cale Yarborough and with Donnie Allison, that's car number 11 and car number 1 right near him, those cars are 1 lap down to him. And here comes Buddy Baker, this record crowd of more than 60,000 people standing. This is going to be an extremely popular victory for the big guy as he flashes by and gets the checker. Buddy Baker ends that long drought that I'm sure he thought would never end with the victory here today. A very popular one for L.Z. Wiley Baker Jr.
And Darrell Waltrip smoking, and Darrell Waltrip spun in turn 3 and 4. He's going up towards the barrier. He's avoided the barrier, but there's cars behind him. Can they avoid him? They've avoided him. It's quite clear there. It seemed to have a problem there. I dare say the engine seized up on him. There was oil in the rear wheels because the way he spun, we saw smoke going up there, and the yellow has come out.
And simultaneous with that incident, Frank Warren lost a tire in turn number 2. There it is. It has rolled into the infield. Frank Warren, his car in turn number 2, spinning into the grass, and so this one will obviously finish under the yellow flag. So what might have been a very close and very exciting finish will find Buddy Baker taking the checkered flag alongside the yellow. With 1 lap to go right now, Baker taking the white flag, and it will wind up with Buddy Baker capturing his second Grand National race of 1979. Buddy Baker, who had been in a slump for a while, there is the overall point leader, Darrell Waltrip. His chances for a 5th win on the season circuit dashed today as he instead limps back to the garage after the incident between 3 and 4. Nevertheless, Waltrip will still be the overall point leader after the race. You're looking at Donnie Allison now moving alongside Baker, perhaps to offer congratulations. As Buddy gets set to take the checkered flag under the yellow here, Donnie Allison will settle for 2nd place. Cale Yarborough will finish 3rd. Bill Bonnet, who was on the pole today, and David Pearson's old car, number 21, will wind up 4th, and Richard Petty 5th. So here comes Buddy Baker, the crowd of nearly 63,000 at Michigan International Speedway saluting him as he crosses the finish line, the winner of the Michigan 400. Chris Economaki will be in Victory Lane to talk with Buddy Baker when we come back.
Less than 3 laps to go for Buddy Baker with a 13-second advantage, tagging along, hitchhiking. There is Dave Marcus. A blown engine going down into turn number 1. One car smoldering, drops on the inside. The yellow is coming out. How about that?
Oh my goodness me, you just can't beat NASCAR racing, can you? 2 laps to go, 13-second lead, and bang. There will be the Alabama gang of Allison and Bonnet right with him as they go across the line.
This may be it to the end of the race. We'll wait and see. It still could be a new record even under caution. In fact, it will be.
Yeah, because he'll race back to the line, so they'll only have 1 lap to go.
A blown engine going into turn number 1.
Oh, and Neil Bonnet smoking badly, coming off turn 4. It looks like his engine's about to go.
Here's Bonnet coming to the tri-oval, slowing down.
Now he wants...
This could be a blessing for him if he can keep running at all.
Absolutely.
The engine is off. He has shut the engine off. It's gone. Bonnet just coasting around here at the end of the race. Well, what a situation this is.
Where's Dale Earnhardt? Nowhere. He can't.
The white flag is out. White flag is out on the field. They are under caution. Baker is streaking around to win this race, and even under caution, it will be the fastest race in history. Here he is coming out of turn number 4. And after all those years of effort, all those heartbreaks, the 1980 Daytona 500 waving like mad as he crosses the line. Buddy Baker has done it, but not without a heart stopper just at the finish as the caution came out. Buddy Baker has pulled it off.
Through the tri-oval area and heading for Harold Kinder's white flag. Dale Earnhardt, where do you want to be on this lap?
Well, I don't really want to be leading it, but I like to have a, being second or third, have a good shot at running it to lead it.
Earnhardt has a great shot out of turn number 2. Heading into the backstretch, 3,400 feet of runway for Earnhardt to work the draft. A slow car ahead. Buddy Arrington is in the low groove. Earnhardt cannot move down and slingshot on the inside. He looks, not enough room. Baker holds him off, forms the box around Arrington, and Earnhardt has to rethink his strategy. That was the primary passing point. Here they come, pounding out of turn 4. The fans are on their feet. Last time by and into the tricky travel. Earnhardt feints high and goes low. Right to the bottom of the racetrack, onto the track apron. Earnhardt draws closer, ever closer, but Baker will win the race by 3 feet. Buddy's son Brandon can't believe how close the finish was. Up front, about to take the white flag, Bobby Allison in car number 28 has come from last starting spot on the grid after having to pit before the drop of the initial green flag. One more lap to the checkered flag for Allison and his black and silver Chevrolet that will be retired at the end of this race.
Mike, you can't let up for a moment because Terry Labonte, you can see, not too far behind Allison as they go through the S's here and move into turn 6.
Labonte has been very impressive today and closes on Allison at turn 6. But Labonte gets loose out of the turn. And that allows Allison to pad his lead as he goes to turn 8. Terry Labonte, at 24 years old, Grand National Racing's youngest active winner, trying to track down one of the drivers that knows this course the best into the backstretch. Last June, this race was decided between Waltrip and Bonnet on the last turn of the last lap. It could happen again.
Can he pick up the draft? Here's where he'll have to do it. He'll have to gain a lot of momentum going down this long backstretch if he's going to catch Allison.
At 180 miles an hour, that draft will have some effect this far back. Allison is through the dogleg and dives into turn number 9 for the final time today. On the last of 119 laps around this 9-turn road course, there is the interval between Allison and young Terry Labonte. Experience and age versus youth and determination. It is Allison who perseveres and takes the checkered flag to win the Western 500.
They are coming to the white flag, indicating 1 lap to go down into the tri-oval. This is going to be the battleground just 1 lap from now. The white flag is out. The final lap of the Winston 500 is underway. Baker and Allison open it up by about 2, perhaps 3 car lengths over Waltrip and Rudd. We're coming to a finish.
As we came down for the white flag, Rudd caught himself alongside of Waltrip. And as we commented earlier today, when you're running side by side, you can't go as quick, and that might have cost Waltrip and Rudd victory.
Lap traffic in front of them as they go down the backstretch for the final time. Bobby Allison will lead Buddy Baker into turn 3. A year ago, Buddy Baker led Dale Earnhardt into that same piece of real estate and held on to win it. Up on the outside goes Baker. Down on the inside, Waltrip made a move. Allison, Waltrip sandwiched in the middle. Baker up on the top. Ricky Rudd on the tail end. They're coming to the checkered flag at Alabama International. Bobby Allison has won the Winston 500. Allison wins it, and look at the crew. Look at Bobby Allison's wife. They are thrilled, excited.
Well, this is 2 laps to go as Bobby Allison comes up the line. Going to get the white flag, so 1 lap to go. Down a street, something on the ground, down out of the way of Bobby Allison. He goes across the stripe for the penultimate time. And the third place car, Cale Yarborough, is right there behind him. I wouldn't be surprised if this race doesn't end with a checkered flag. There's more to it than that after what we've seen today. White flag is out. Here is that scrappy, determined Cale Yarborough, still fussing, still fighting to get a lap back. That left arm of his so badly, right arm of his so badly burned. But he's in there all the way, 600 miles of distance. What a determined campaigner. And the checkers are about to fall. The 22nd 600 at Charlotte has been won by the Harry Ranier team. Crew chief Waddell Wilson.
Here comes the front runners back to the start-finish line. Waltrip by 2 car lengths this time over Buddy Baker, then about another car length back to Earnhardt, and about 1.25 seconds back to Benny Parsons and Cale Yarborough. They had linked up in a tight draft, and Eli, they looked like they'd make a little ground on the front threesome.
They're reeling them in. We have a car upside into the wall. Now the Armco retainer catches Cale Yarborough as the car got sideways. 1 other car, 2 other cars spin now as Buddy Baker spins. Likewise, other automobiles off turn number 2. 2 other cars spin midway down the back straightaway.
It's Earnhardt and Waltrip.
Earnhardt and Waltrip spin. Here come two other cars spinning off the turn. It's going to be Lake Speed spinning now towards the infield. Likewise, Roger Hamby, as everybody spins in turn number 1 and 2 after Cale Yarborough's car seemed to lift just a bit on the right side into the Armco retaining barrier.
Here comes the race back to the start-finish line. Running for the lead, it's Gant and Parsons coming to the stripe. Down to the low side, Gant, it's Allison, Bobby Allison, just ahead of Harry Gant and Benny Parsons to race back to the caution flag with 4 laps to go. Well, the white flag comes out with the caution from Harold Kinder, and there's one more turnaround to go with the safety car leading the field.
Mike, we should say there is still at this point 6 or 8 cleanup crew members out here in turns 1 and 2, and they've got a whole boatload of sheet metal to clear away, and to do all that much in this quick a time. They were there virtually before the cars stopped after the spin, but there was just so much cleanup to be done. It was almost too tough a task here in 2 laps.
Mike, as Darrell Waltrip comes up into turn 3, his right rear tire is completely disintegrating, throwing pieces off. Wonder if he can make that last lap.
Now Waltrip still posted on the lead lap. The scoring, we'll have to sort this one out. Fred Krantz is on the scoring loop trying to get a rundown as they're posted on the board. Allison is the leader. As they go down the backstretch for the final time, Harry Gant will be the bridesmaid for the 4th time this season. Incredibly, he has yet to win a race and has been so close so many times, including today. Benny Parsons will wind up in 3rd. Richard Petty is posted as the 4th place car. He has made a pit stop under this caution period, as Buddy Baker, who is posted in 5th, spent a long time getting off the wall up in turn number 2. Yarborough and Waltrip apparently will both limp around and be able to complete the distance. But it is, well, it's sort of like kissing your sister to see one end this way, Barney, that has been so close and so competitive right down to the end.
Well, I think the fans were sitting on the edge of their seats and wondering who would win this one here this afternoon at Michigan International Speedway. As we said, there were 8 cars running just about a car length apart with about 7 or 8 laps to go when the caution came out. So it is indeed a tragedy that they couldn't finish it under green. Here comes the field out of turn number 4 with the pace car leading them down under caution, and this one will end under the caution, the Gabriel 400, and Bobby Allison will win it. Allison gets a great cheer from the crowd as they come across, and again, Harry Gant, as you pointed out, will finish in 2nd position as he has so many times this season.
Bobby Allison in car number 28 was running well and dominated the race most of the afternoon. Darrell Waltrip in car number 11 was playing it safe, taking a leisurely Sunday afternoon ride, approximately 8 positions behind Allison. Late in the contest, Joe Ruttman in car number 2 grabbed the lead from Allison. But the final caution period tightened up the pack, and with a handful of laps left, Bobby Allison took the lead for the final time to finish the season like he started it, with a win at Riverside.
A lap and a half to go. Where is the move going to come?
Well, there you see it from both sides. You see Cale's view there at the lead of Buddy Baker. You can see from outside that the gap between Buddy Baker, Cale Yarborough, and then Cale Yarborough back to Ruttman in 3rd spot is about the same. And then right behind them is Bill Elliott in that Ford. All of them gone very fast this week. All of them have led the race. Bill Elliott, the white flag is out. Last lap.
Turn number 1, Baker there on the point. He's got to be looking in that rearview mirror, wondering where Yarborough will take his shot. Now, they're both brave, and he knows that there's no trying to contain Cale Yarborough. Cale Yarborough has one thing on his mind right now, is to take that shot. They're in the back straightaway. Here comes Yarborough to the inside, identical to 1979. Baker gives him room, and going into first goes Cale Yarborough. Yarborough's taking the lead, looking back. There's 98 Joe Ruttman into 2nd place. Ruttman's going high, and here comes Cale trying to throw the block. He gets up there.
Going under Ruttman again as they come off 4.
Down they come for the finish. Here comes Baker on the outside. Bill Elliott. 3 cars side by side fighting at the line. Cale Yarborough does it.
What fantastic strategy. Jeepers, he did that just so right.
It's so interesting when you come down to these last laps. It's kind of a chess game among the crew chiefs. 1 lap to go now. And for some reason, Cale Yarborough and his crew has absolutely come up with the combination.
So Cale Yarborough starting 22nd and on his 43rd birthday. A double celebration coming up for Cale tonight as he'll head around 3 and 4 and win his 7th 500-mile race at Atlanta International Raceway. There's a relationship between 1st and 2nd, and that's quite a margin these days in NASCAR racing. Last year, we had a margin of victory of 2 inches, and here it is Cale Yarborough winning it by about 15 car lengths. Cale Yarborough, the winner, 1.1 seconds. The difference here as Yarborough defeats Bonnet. Cale Yarborough winning the 1983 Atlanta 500 before a big crowd at Atlanta International Raceway. A look again from Harry Gant's machine, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here he comes out of turn number 4, the 4th car in line, your leader.
Harold Kinder signaling to the slower drivers to move to the inside of the racetrack. He displays the white flag to Cale Yarborough. We're on the last lap, and the interval is less than a second once again. Yarborough goes into turn number 1 now with cars in front of him. He's on the low side of Ron Bouchard. Momentarily, Waltrip out of the picture. Now there he is again, off of the 18 degrees of bank onto the backstretch for the final time. Cale Yarborough is maintaining the lead over Darrell Waltrip, and it looks like he's going to be able to pull off the victory if he can go for another less than 1/2 lap. Down low on the racetrack is Cale Yarborough, our race leader. Here he is coming into turn number 4 now. Off of it, onto the tri-oval. Cale Yarborough to the inside of the racetrack. He now moves high to pass Dale Earnhardt, and Cale Yarborough wins the Champion Spark Plug 400 from Michigan International Speedway.
Over 100,000, they say over 130,000 coming to their feet. They sense this could be the one to remember. It was fantastic in 76 when Pearson won it over Petty. It was great in 79 when Petty came back. Last year, Cale Yarborough with an amazing move in the last lap to set down Baker, and Bill Elliott came home in 2nd place. This is it, the last lap of the Great American Race. Waltrip still deployed 1st. Yarborough in 2nd. Yarborough edges to the outside. Back straightaway, final time. Down to the inside. The move he loves. Here he comes up to the inside. It is Cale Yarborough taking 1st as they get into turn number 3, coming for 4. Down to the inside, here comes Earnhardt. Earnhardt trying for 2nd. Bonnet trying to find a place to run. They're coming to the finish line. At the line, it is Cale Yarborough. He's done it again. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Holds on by his fingertips. Yarborough right behind. The white flag now being shown to Yarborough and Gant as Gant leads going into the last lap. But Yarborough is in the key position. If he only has enough fuel to make it just over 2 miles now. Look at the crew. There's some serious praying going down there. Bobby Allison is on the pit road.
Boy, I don't know what this is. I really don't know what he's doing.
Looks like he's coming for a stop right now, and he goes right on through the pit.
Oh, now I don't see any reason for that. That had to be a misunderstanding someplace. He just has nothing to gain by doing that.
Bobby Allison was in 3rd place. Cale Yarborough on the backstretch, making his move now. He tries him low. He sails past there again. Cale Yarborough now is the leader. Less than half a lap to go. He holds on. Gant back in 2nd place. Here comes Yarborough. That engine roaring. He still can run out of fuel. The crowd cheers. The checkered flag waits. Let's see who it'll wait for. Yarborough or Gant. Yarborough still on the charge now. Gant is going to fly him low. A slower car running high. And Cale Yarborough wins the 500 here at Talladega. And look at that crew.
No way Cale's going to come in now. He's looking for a white flag this time around.
95,000 spectators are on their feet. Those in the infield are pressed against the fence, watching the final lap. Cale Yarborough takes the white flag and now has less than 2.5 miles to go, and he'll win the Vanskoy Diamond Mines 500. He's He's into turn number 1. Will the fuel hold for Cale Yarborough? Into turn number 1 now. Exiting it. Standing on the throttle, but perhaps not standing on it all the way, conserving those precious drops of fuel as he goes down the 3,055-foot straightaway they call Long Pond straightaway. Meanwhile, in the pits, the crew members can only talk among themselves and wonder whether he does indeed have the gas to go the distance. Now, he is out of turn number 2 and down the north straightaway for the final time.
You can see Waddell on the last shot just throw his hands up at hip level and say, I don't know, let's go for it.
It's going to be a third turn win if Harry Gant does it. I don't think so. I think that Cale is going to hang on. Here he comes off the third turn and down the straightaway. He crosses the start-finish line under full power, and Cale Yarborough has won the Vanscoy Diamond Mines 500, and the spectators and his pit crew celebrate.
As they come down, white flag is out. Yarborough trying to pull away as Bouchard races on and across the line. Has Elliott gambled, or rather has Yarborough gambled correctly here?
He has. When Rod Bouchard made that move, that's the best thing that could have happened to Cale Yarborough. It's because when they were running side by side, it allowed Yarborough to pull away. That was his only hope, I think, Ken. If they had lined up right behind each other and made that pass on the land stamp, they might have pulled it off.
Bouchard made a shot at turn number 1. It looked like he had bought it. Turned sideways.
I think Neil
number 2. Tapped him right on as they came off then, too. But all right, racing for the finish now. Coming down, and there's distance. Cale Yarborough may be out to win it for the first time. He's coming into the tri-oval. Cale Yarborough with his luck here. Here they are. Chargers should have a great race for second place as well. At the line, it is Yarborough across. Then it's car number 12, Neil Gardner for second, and it will be Ron Bouchard.
White flag will come out on this lap, and Cale Yarborough will take it with 1 to go. There is 1 lap left to go in the Miller 500, and Yarborough will take it into turn 1. He is running for the win here. Bill Elliott will give it everything he's got to catch up to him. Now, Yarborough heads it into turn 2. He's on the back straightaway. He can smell the wind right now here in the Miller 500. This crowd is on its feet as Yarborough is now down through the back straightaway. He's entered into turn 3. There's Elliott. It looks like he's not going to be able to catch him as Yarborough now comes around down through turn 4. Jeff Bodine will be running in third place. Yarborough on the front straightaway, and Cale Yarborough takes the checkered flag, and Cale Yarborough has won the Miller 500 here in Charlotte.
Here comes a white flag from Harold Kinder.
When he crosses the stripe, 2.66,
there it is.
35 degrees, miles to go.
His wife hoping that Davey can hang on for 1 more lap, and Joey Knuckles, the young crew chief on this car, may be winning his first Winston Cup event ever.
No conversation. Joey just looking down, checking the stopwatch, checking the chart. He's making sure they've done everything right. Anything to keep your mind off of the emotion. Davey Allison, a half a lap to go.
Let's watch and see if Davey Allison can win the Winston 500. He's in turns 3 and 4. He's on to the tri-oval, a short straightaway connecting turn 4 and the dog leg here in front of the grandstand. He's a few feet away from the checkered flag. There it is, Davey Allison wins.
Okay, let's take Davey around. Let's talk him around during the final lap. In the groove, about 12 feet off the wall down the front stretch. He nips the white line on the inside of turn number 1. Lets the car drift not nearly as high as he has throughout most of the race. He moves back into the groove coming out of turn 2. In front of the air-conditioned, the climate-controlled horse grandstand. Into turn number 3. Drops down low. Finds that middle groove between 3 and 4. He'll nip the line coming off number 4. Lets the car drift high uphill. And Davey Allison takes the checkered flag. And Davey Allison has career win number 2 in just 16 starts. An incredible story for this team that was assembled over the winter of 1986-1987.
3 cars locked in a duel for second. The white flag has already been displayed to Davey Allison. We'll watch this great battle for second, though. Morgan Shepherd has second in the 88 car at the moment, and Rusty Wallace has third. Elliott is in fourth. Davey Allison now comes out of corner number 2 and heads down the backstretch for the final time, and the crew is hoping and praying that it'll stay together for him.
And Morgan Shepherd just went high coming off of turn 2. Both Rusty Wallace and Bill Elliott moved around him. there they are, the 3 cars, second, third, and fourth.
And Phil Parsons apparently has blown a motor. He's down in turn number 1 with a lot of smoke coming from that car. Here we go. Here's the shootout. Remember, Davey Allison is the leader. Here he comes. Davey Allison wins the Champion Spark Plug 400. Now let's go back and watch this battle for second. Rusty Wallace leads him down. It's Wallace, Elliott, and Morgan Shepherd finishing second, third, and fourth.
Well, I'm really happy for Davey Allison because he's such a class act kid. But Bobby Allison, the way he sounded today, that's 1,000 times better for me. And we love you, Bobby, and can't wait to see you at the racetrack.
We're going to hold up his number, number 84. Next year will become part of the Stavola team, but the number 12 is still very much on the calendar with the Stavolas for 1988 for Bobby Allison. Checkered flag is about to fall on his son, who has won here the Richmond 400 this afternoon on this brand new track.
That
what
one's
a grand
for
finish.
you, Dad, huh?
Yep.
Makes you feel good.